So, there you are, lost in the throes of a project, following the creative thread in whatever way it is you do. Writing, painting, music, dance, poetry. Perhaps you're editing your novel or your film, or maybe you're in the middle of a live performance that you know like the back of your hand. You got this. And bam, there it is. The feeling that things are not going right. Maybe you become concerned with what others may think. Every flaw looms out at you, your imperfections revealing your inadequacies in bright tungsten lights. You're now outside the moment and stuck smack dab in the middle of your mind, analyzing when you want to be flowing, feeling fear when you want to be lost in the moment with that pinpoint of creation. Something is in the way. It's called self-doubt. And I have yet to meet a single artist who does not experience it, at least in some form and at some time. Some feel it more often than others. But either way, it does not feel good. It can cause us to lose momentum, to veer drastically from our path, and even to freeze up completely. Suddenly we find ourselves throwing out work that only the day before, or perhaps even 10 minutes ago, felt perfectly good. What is it? What happened? Where does it come from? Is self-doubt an inherent part of the creative process of being an artist? It often seems to come down to whether or not we believe what we are doing is good enough, whether or not we believe it is valid, whether or not we believe it is achieving our expectations. But what if I said to you, you don't have to believe something is good for it to be good. You don't have to believe it is going to be great or effective for it to end up being great or effective. And what if I went even further and said, when you are in the process of creating something, you don't even have to believe in your own abilities to reach your own expectations. You just have to do the work. And then I would add that self-doubting is part of the work. It's part of the process. It's not the only thing, but it's part of the whole. Because creating a work of art, whether it's writing or music or painting or whatever, it's about what happens to you during the process of making it. It's the journey. For the audience, it's something else. For the audience, it's a much more passive experience, a subjective one, but reactionary. But for you, the artist, it's the doing of the thing having its effect on you that takes you to the next stage in the process. It's the evolution of your own brain chemistry happening parallel to the growth of your essential being, which this time around happens to be in the form of an artist experiencing exactly what you need in the form of self-doubt. To put it simply, accept that self-doubt is part of the contract and just keep going. Think of it like this. In the context of art and creativity, self-doubt is a door that leads into another room inside of you. Room after room. You don't know what's on the other side of the door. That's the purpose of the door. And you're going along, happily opening doors, going from room to room. Oh man, this is great. It's like an M.C. Escher house. A strange kind of foolish yet divine certainty guiding you. And suddenly you place your hand on a knob and you think, oh God, this one is going to be locked. And some of them are locked, by the way. Not all the rooms are available to you all the time. But you don't even try to turn the knob because you are suddenly certain it will be locked. That sense of certainty you felt before when you were freely going from room to room now turns against you. I'm afraid to even try because I don't want to feel the resistance the knob gives when I try to turn it and ultimately fail to produce a key. And then all at once, you see the writing on the door. I'm not good enough. I'm not this or that enough. This is too hard. This is garbage. I'm garbage. I've been fooling myself. What does it matter anyway? On and on and on and on. This is the mind doing its job, by the way. This is what the human brain has evolved to do for millennia. It's our ancestral gifts. It thinks it's protecting you. But that's the thing. The mind can only think. It can never know what's on the other side of that door, even if the door is experienced inside of itself. That's one of the great paradoxes of not only being an artist, but of being a human being. The mind can never know anything. It can only think it knows. And so now you're confused. And you think, maybe I should just sit right here. Or maybe go back to one of those other rooms where I know everything is all right. At least, I think it is. So that's what every one of us do. We go back to those rooms. And we walk around and walk around, feeling we know something. Until we get bored. And then we come back to the door that says, you're not this or that enough. And the question is, do we open that door? Do we even make the attempt? Because that door will reveal the truth of whether or not the doubt is valid. But here's the kicker. Valid or not, we are not static things. What we are incapable of doing today, we find it in us to do tomorrow, or next week, or next month, or next year. Next time you're feeling that doubting feeling, remind yourself this is only part of the process. And that ultimately, like all things, it passes. But who knows when? So, just keep working. And in doing so, the doubt will not only add its own flavor of depth and originality to your work, but you will simultaneously be sending a signal to your brain that says, even if I don't believe in myself now, it's worth the effort because perceptions change. And that's how we grow. And I know there are plenty of videos out there on how to deal directly with self-doubt, how to overcome it, push your way through it, rationalize it, life hacks. And you should probably check out some of them and see what helps. Those are beautiful to find. I find that what helps most is acknowledging it, accepting that the cloud of doubt is there. I suck. But like Frodo and Samwise in Lord of the Rings, you just keep going. Okay, I suck, so I'll make some sucky art. You do the work. The doubt will color it and then get less or pass altogether. And when you look back, you'll find that some of that work is pretty good. Some of it may stink. And some of it may turn out to be bottled brilliance. And then you're reminded again that our perceptions in the moment are not always crystal clear. And because you, the artist, continued on your journey, even when your faith was flickering, the miracle of creation gets to do its thing, despite our very human sense of insecurity. That is what will transform you and your work. And perhaps it will even transform the world. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I just wanted to let you know that this video is part of a series of video essays, talks, and explorations I've been putting together centered around art making and creativity. So if you enjoyed this video and you're interested in seeing more, I hope you'll consider liking the video and also subscribing to the channel for more of this type of content. And also, I would really love to hear from you in the comments section, not only just for myself, but also to share expanding ideas and personal experiences you may have had, and well, just to share it with this amazing community of artists out there. There's clearly so much more to talk about, and I would personally love to hear from you, and I'm sure others would be grateful as well. We can all use the support. So thanks again for watching, and until next time, live in peace and be creative.